Thank you for joining us for yet another episode of Extinction Dialogues, in which I read an email message from somebody dating back as far as 5 years ago, and then I respond on camera. So, here's the email message this time. Hi, Guy. It was my interest in the Extinction Rebellion rabble that led me to you via Kevin Hester. So, at least I can blame somebody this time. Kevin Hester, this one's your fault. I have encountered a plethora of catastrophic anthropogenic climate change scaremongers along the way, but you have to be up there with the best. I'm number one? It appears to me that you, like Kevin, Elizabeth, Gail, and all of the other ACC evangelists, that's catastrophic anthropogenic climate change, evangelists, do not have the necessary education, training, or experience in the hard disciplines required for any hope of understanding the processes and drivers of the different global climates. Different global climates. So we got more than one globe that we're dealing with here? Color me confused, Bill. Everybody's Bill. I had to laugh at your quote, "Only abrupt climate change is necessary to rid Earth of all life. In fact, it appears air travel alone will catastrophically overheat the planet," end quote. So here I'm just quoting from the incredibly conservative peer-reviewed literature and pointing out that air travel alone is sufficient to overheat the planet sufficiently to destroy all life on Earth. I don't make this stuff up. I include it from the peer-reviewed literature. He goes on, no mention of the fact that there has been virtually no heating for 2 decades. Really? Really, Bill? You might want to look at the actual evidence instead of relying upon things that you made up or somebody on YouTube made up about the coming Maunder minimum little ice age. Virtually no heating for 2 decades? The last 2 decades have been the warmest 2 decades in planetary history. That doesn't do it for you? No mention of the fact that there's been virtually no heating for 2 decades despite the global increase in air traffic and in fossil fuel use. Extinction Rebellion's pathetic efforts to pause Heathrow, etc., have had no impression on our enthusiasm for flying away to warmer places. Well, it's hard to argue with that. I've never claimed that Extinction Rebellion was doing anything worthwhile, much less dampening somebody's willingness to fly to warmer or colder places. For more on this article, he writes, see my article. I'm not going to include that here. I don't want to bother you with that sort of nonsense. Back to Bill. Mother Nature not only bats last, but keeps batting all the time, always has done and always will. She gives us all of those unexpected weather events, those different global climates, and even occasional climate change. Human impact on these through our burgeoning use of the fossil fuels that she has kindly made available is insignificant. So claiming that fossil fuel use, that burning fossil fuels has not had a significant impact on global climate is analogous to reaching the conclusion that if we just take a little bit of arsenic, we'll be fine. If we just have a little bit of nitrous oxide in the air, it won't make us giggle. And so on. A little bit, trace amounts, they matter, including carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere of this particular planet. And then Bill concludes with, Mother Nature is in control, not humans, thank goodness. It's clear at this point that we have usurped, have gone past the ability for humans to be in control of anything as a result of our burning all these fossil fuels for the last couple hundred years and change. So, yes, nature bats last. Yes, she will have her say. We have initiated numerous self-reinforcing feedback loops, and we don't even need to mention global dimming here, the aerosol masking effect to this audience, I'm sure. In short, I would love to believe that deniers such as this person are accurate, that they have the evidence that I've been missing all this time. But until I see some evidence to indicate as much, until I see some countervailing evidence that overwhelms all of the reading, studying, scholarship that I've done over the course of the last few decades. I'm going to have to go with the stuff that I find in the peer-reviewed literature. I'm sorry. Join us next time for another episode of Extinction Dialogues, in which we continue to unpack two things. The evidence indicating that there's something really going on at the planetary level, and two, the lunacy of the people in their inability to understand that nature does indeed bat last, and we have triggered some really important changes as a species that we will be unable to overcome. Until next time, thanks for joining us on another episode of Extinction Dialogues.